Hello, it's Rafael Gutierrez. Welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to be talking about nekodachi, or cat stance, and I'm going to deal with it a slightly different way than what I've seen it dealt with before, in that I want to look at it as a functional stance. And I'm not just going to look at karate, but I'm going to look at other martial arts and sports that use the same stance. Before I do, though, I do want to mention that I am going to be doing a book signing on September 22nd at the Upstart Crow in Seaport Village in San Diego. It's going to be a Friday. I think I start at 5:30 to 7, so maybe I'll be setting up at 5:30. So if you can, please look me up. If you like the books, I can sign them. I can answer questions. If you like the channel and you just want to ask questions, please show up. One of the nice things is they do have a good coffee. They do have a lot of nice snacks, and they do have some really good books. A lot of local authors have their books there. So if you can, meet us at Upstart Crow on September 22nd. Now, when I'm dealing with nekodachi, there are two variations that I've seen. Actually, a lot of different variations, but two main ones. In one of them, you actually maintain the back foot at 45, and you're touching with the ball of your front foot. On the other one, you're actually at 90 degrees. What I have found is, when I do it at 90 degrees, I find that my knees, I start developing knee pain. And I don't mean muscle pain, I mean pain in my knees. Now, if you're developing knee pain in any exercise, what it's telling you is that you're damaging the joint. And so it's something that you want to pull back on. Now, some people can do this and not have any knee pain, and that's great for them. But if you're developing knee pain doing this, you actually do want to modify it to yourself so you can continue doing karate up until you're 100 years old. Problem is, if you're doing tournaments, they want the 90 degrees, then if you want to do tournaments, you're going to play by their rules. And that's something that you have to decide as a martial artist. Now, when I do any of these type of videos, I do spend a lot of time going over and looking at what other martial arts are doing. And what I found two in particular that use the nekodachi. Maybe not identical, but close enough. One of them is in wrestling. The other is in fencing. And what I noticed, and I'm going to bring this down so you can see my feet. What I noticed is, when you look at a wrestler's feet, they will have 145, one here, knees are bent, and a lot of their weight is actually on the front foot. Well, if you look at this, and I just bring my foot up here, or I'll just turn this way, and I come up here, what you're actually seeing is a version of the nekodachi. Now, I also saw it in fencing. Both of them use it the same way. From here, they're launching forward. They're actually throwing their center of gravity forward and using their leg as a thrust. In karate, we actually use it a different way, if you notice. Besides just throwing our center of gravity, we can use it for shutohan, either up or down, as we can see in Pinan Shodan and Pinan Nidan. So, we do see that. We see it in different martial arts. Now, the reason I actually think that's important is if everyone's doing something different than you, you have to actually wonder why. Now, if you go examine it and you find that it works better for any other reason, well, then, hey, congratulations, you found something better than anyone else. But if you're doing something different, and the only reason you're doing it that way is because, well, a judge likes the way it looks, well, that works for a tournament. But the question you got to ask yourself is, why are you doing something different than every other martial art? And a judge likes it really doesn't seem that big of a real good reason, unless I guess now that the karate is going to the Olympics, you're going to see a lot of people changing it to make judges happy. I hope not. I'm not going to change my karate to make anyone happy but my teachers and myself. So what we see that that nekodachi is used in other sports. We also see that we can actually get a lot of power, and when we hold it, we'll actually feel the pressure in the small bones of the lower leg, fibularis types, and you'll feel it in the quadriceps as you are holding all your weight. So the muscles are loaded. Now, the other thing to actually look at is how stable this stance is. Now, some people tell you it's not too stable because you're on one leg. But if you are actually on one leg and all your weight is low, it is more stable than if you're on one leg and high. And so that's one of the big things with nekodachi. If you notice, most of your kicks, they may not be starting nekodachi, but you will get into a nekodachi as a transitional. What I mean is, if you're kicking from if you're kicking from here, usually katas will have you lean forward, bend your knee, kick, and what you're in is pretty much a temporary nekodachi. The advantage of that is it's harder for you to be pushed away. If you're on a straight leg, you will be when your force that's pushing in there is going to come back to you and push you back. With a straight leg, you'll lose balance. With a bent leg, you'll actually maintain the balance. You'll be able to continue the force forward. And so, like I said, there are reasons why we do nekodashi. There are reasons why we do it a certain way, and there are reasons why other people do it different. One of the nice things is if you can look at it, look for why you're doing something a certain way. And don't stick to, well, that's the way I was taught. Look at what reality is. Does it work for you? Are you having something benefit from it? And one of the most important tools for looking at that is this here, the makiwara. Now, right now I can't hit it because it's morning and people are asleep. But this is something that you can use to see, okay, does my nekodashi give me a kick that keeps me from falling backwards? Or does being on a straight leg? And you'll find the nekodashi does. Problem with the nekodashi, kicking on nekodashi, is you're not going to get it as high as if you were with the straight leg. And, that's okay. The question is, do you want penetration or do you want height? Both of them are good. You've seen, probably all of you who have watched fights, I've seen someone get knocked out with a front snap kick to the jaw. Hey, they don't need the strength when something's going to snap the head forward. If you're going for the lower body, though, that actually the getting low gives you the stability to go into your target. So I'm going to stop here, and hopefully you enjoy it. Again, if you're going to be in San Diego on September 22nd, please come to the Upstart Crow for the book signing. And have a nice day. Any questions, please put them below. Goodbye.